Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are going to discuss that time when Iron Man lifted Mjolnir and ended up fighting the All-father Thor. So how does Iron Man become worthy in the first place? And who ends up winning this fight? We are going to discuss exactly that. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. This all starts after Thor is crowned as the new King of Asgard, and now that all the 9 realms are under his protection, he is constantly addressing small and big threats throughout these 9 realms. And one time there is this monster that shows up on Earth as if it was straight out of a Godzilla movie. Iron Man is there fighting this monster along with other Avengers. And while they are in the middle of this fight, out of nowhere, Thor's Mjolnir just slams through the monster's head, killing it and saving the day. And while the Mjolnir is lying there on the ground, Tony Stark has a neat idea. He scribbles something on the side of the hammer, a message for the All-father Thor. A message that will come back to haunt Tony just in a second. When Thor retrieves the hammer back and sees the message, although it does bother him, he decides to do nothing, as he had a much bigger threat to address and save the universe from the Great Black Winter. I have already done a video on that, where Thor and Galactus team up to save the universe. Galactus makes Thor his herald by giving him power cosmic, and it ends up with Thor killing Galactus. It's a crazy story, and I suggest you should check that out. However, after returning back from this mission, Thor decides to test something about his hammer, and thus he sends it back to Earth, where it lands in the city of Broxton, Oklahoma, in a farmer's farmyard. This guy calls Tony Stark on his personal number, and before you know it, Thor's hammer has all the media attention. Tony shows up in no time, asking people not to touch Mjolnir, as he wasn't sure what's happening. Tony had no clue why was Mjolnir on Earth and where was Thor. But soon he finds out the answer to the first question as to how this farmer got his personal number. He tells him that it is written on the side of the Mjolnir. So Thor just gave away Tony's personal number to the entire world. And maybe at this point, Tony should have learned that you don't mess with Thor. And while he is examining Mjolnir, he sees another message on the side of that, saying, "Pick it up." And the farmer guy does exactly that, which instantly transforms him into Thor, giving him all the thunder powers, which makes Tony more confused. However, Tony tells him that it is not his origin story and he shouldn't dream about being the new Thor. And while they are in the middle of it, Thor makes his grand entrance. He shows up to collect his weapon. King Thor asks this new Thor to return back his Mjolnir, but before Thor could have it back, Tony grabs the hammer and swings it right in the face of King Thor. As to why he would do that, well, I guess Tony wasn't very happy about his private number being leaked to the entire world. And he also knew Thor can easily take whatever shots he can fire without a flinch. But before fight goes any further, Thor reminds him that Tony should stand down. There is no way Tony can defeat the All-father Thor. And Thor doesn't need his Mjolnir to beat the hell out of Tony, even though Tony had the Mjolnir. And Tony Stark, believe it or not, agrees with that. Thor with the Odin force is not someone he wants to fight, and that too for something so trivial, and thus he ends up giving it back. As to how Tony was able to lift Mjolnir, well, let's just start by saying that Tony isn't worthy, as he didn't get the powers of Thor when he had the Mjolnir. Rather, it is something interesting that is happening with the Mjolnir itself. As of late, Odin's magic has been fading away, and Thor finds that Mjolnir is growing heavy day by day, at least for him. But at the same time, everyone else can easily lift it even though they aren't worthy. At one point, we even see Loki lifting the Mjolnir after Lady Sif sends it to Jotunheim, the realm of the ice giants, which is currently ruled by Loki. I guess in the coming days, we will find out why Mjolnir is losing its magic, so don't forget to subscribe for that. Even though this wasn't a real fight, as some might say. But this isn't the first time that we see Iron Man and Thor fight, as last time we saw Tony make a Thor Buster suit after Asgard armies came to Earth on Thor's command. The link to that video will be in the upper right corner. But even with the Thor Buster suit that was powered by the Asgard tech, Tony found it impossible to defeat the mighty Thor. And with that, we will bring this video to an end. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.